Welcome back to Asian Voices. Now let's catch up with Hannah, who traveled to Little Tokyo in LA to visit an incredibly talented music artist who combines modern electronic sounds with a traditional instrument to create his own style of amazing music.
So here's a question for you. What do you get when you combine a classical instrument such as a violin with some electronic and hip-hop music? You get Paul Dateh.
Now more and more I wonder where you are. Do I ever cross your mind every time?
Hey, what's up, Paul?
Hey, Anna, how's it going?
Pretty good. So what are you up to? That looks pretty complicated.
I'm working on my new record.
Awesome. Hey, so do you got a couple minutes to talk?
Of course.
So I understand that you play the violin and you're an artist and you're into electronic music as well as jazz. So tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, well, I guess I'm kind of all over the place. I started out with the classical violin as a child, but I went to jazz school for college, and then I fell in love with electronic music after that. And I've always grown up with hip-hop throughout the entire time, and so being able to combine all the things that I know is something that really excites me, and I also really like to learn new things all the time. So technology, incorporating, the cutting-edge stuff that's available, that really drives me to try and find new ways of making music. My goal is to connect with people on an emotional level through the use of technology and musical instruments, so that's what drives me, and if that gets through to people, that would make me very happy.
So growing up, who would you say that you would look up to as a role model or an inspiration that drove you to become the person you are today?
As a child, learning the violin, of course, I wanted to be Jascha Heifetz or David Oistrakh. Like, that's super nerdy classical stuff. But in the popular music side of things, I really, idolize Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, all the great pop people. And personally, for me, growing up, my orchestra teacher was my biggest source of inspiration and support. I didn't have an easy time making that transition from classical into jazz, and he was one of the few people that had my back the entire time, and so he's one of my heroes that I always look up to.
Being an Asian American artist, do you feel that stereotype challenge against you, living in Hollywood and all of the pressures that you have to deal with?
Well, first of all, it's hard to make it in the business in general. And yes, sometimes, I guess I've been subjected to the whole stereotype stuff, more so in the past. Now I think it's a little different in that, technology has really changed the way that the world connects to itself. YouTube didn't exist a few years ago, and now that really leveled the playing field for independent musicians, let alone Asian Americans. So I'm very excited that technology is always making more opportunities available, and it just pushes us to be, even more creative and more excited to embrace the new opportunities that these technologies make possible.
Hey Paul, before I leave, I watched some of your music on YouTube. Do you think you can perform some live violin for me?
Of course.
Can you explain to me a little bit how you use this technology to create your music?
I'm a big fan of Ableton Live, so that's primarily the program that I use, and all these controllers help me navigate the program and also perform live when I do shows.
Awesome. So can you show me a little bit about this?
Yeah, this is the Ableton Push controller, and right now it's set up to play a keyboard patch. So you just touch buttons and notes come out.
Wow, so...
Yeah.
It's like a little gamepad right now.
Yeah, that's what I like about these controllers. It's like playing a video game. I love video games, so being able to combine, it feels like you're playing a game while you're performing, so that's always something that I love.
I'm completely inspired by your music, and best of luck to you in your career. And can I listen to you on iTunes?
Yes, there's some stuff up there now, and later this year, Invisible World EP. I hope you'll enjoy it. So thank you very much for having me on Asian Voices, and thanks for stopping by.
Of course.